What is up, Earthnoids and Spacenoids? I am just a simple new type, and in this episode, we're returning to Mobile Suit Gundam Zeta Define. Last time, Haman found out that Char is Cassival Rim Daikum. Hinken and Fa went undercover on the moon, and the Audhumla is attacked. This time, Amado comes to help the Audhumla. Amado and Camille head back to New Hong Kong, and Sarah infiltrates EFF and meets Yazan. So let's get into this. Camille is piloting the new Wave Shooter mode. The MSZ-006 Zeta Gundam Wave Shooter equipment type is an atmospheric version of Zeta, which gives the Gundam great thrust. This is due to the FXA-01K flying armor. It has all of the same armaments as the regular Zeta. 12 mobile suits approach them. Camille wonders why regular EFF forces are risking their lives for the Titan's bidding. We flash back to a day earlier where we see the EFF soldiers. Don't show me this. Camille is just gonna kill these guys. Why are you making me feel something for them? Anyways, in the present, Camille begins murdering. The team flees, making Camille think it is a distraction. The Zeon girl, Shannon, heads back to the Audhumla and warns Hayato. Another 6 base jabbers are approaching the Garuda. They are being flanked on all sides. Because of Minovsky particle, Shannon has to head back to Camille and the rest of the team to inform them of the attack. The Audhumla gains altitude, but the base jabbers are faster. They get above the ship and jump on top of it. Their Marasais have temporary boosters to help them glide in Earth's atmosphere. A Lieutenant Faust gets on the Audhumla, but Hayato does a barrel roll. The Marasai uses its heat hawk to hold onto the ship. EFF is able to take out their anti-aircraft guns. The mobile suits still aren't back, and things aren't looking good. Camille is able to take down another base jabber, even through the thick clouds. The last base jabber purges their propellant. He transforms into mobile suit form and shoots it down. Shannon beelines it straight to the stratosphere and shoots a flare in the hopes that Camille's team will see it. As the mobile suits try to break into the Garuda, one gets shot down. It happens to be Amado in the Zero Shiki. Lieutenant Faust thought they distracted all of their mobile suits and didn't take Amado into account. They decide to retreat. Hayato feels foolish for not seeing through the distraction. They plan on making repairs at Karaba's Oslo base. Quattro received intel on Zad Keel from Amado. Last time he mentioned a super weapon that was once created by EFF. They have to go find it even though their intel on its existence is iffy. On the Audhumla, Amado is briefing the team on Kilimanjaro base. Camille thinks that 4 will be there. Will Tochika will help communicate with every Karaba team around the world and have them converge on Kilimanjaro. A Commander Colm tells Bast that they failed at taking down the Audhumla. They were able to take down all of their mobile suits except for one, so everyone but the base commander lived. Kilimanjaro base is almost complete, and Bask won't have to rely on regular EFF forces anymore. Colm and Bask seem to be done with one another. Bask gets intel on the Ayug's mobile suits. He knows that Anaheim Electronics are giving their tech to Ayug. Coleman talks to Lieutenant Faust. He makes a joke that if he wasn't a base commander, he would probably join the Ayug over dealing with Bask. On the moon, Fa and Hankin are pretending to be McDaniel's employees. One man complains to talk to the manager about his bad burger, but he is actually an AUG member working on the inside. He informs Hankin that there are forces gathering around Aldrin on the moon for a 1-year war memorial service. It is clearly a front. They will send someone that will make contact once they reconnect with the AUG. Fa wants to be this person. Sarah was able to seduce the soldiers and bring him back to his home, where she was able to steal his ID. Bask is informed of this soldier Jonas accessing Titan's files. They look into it to see if he has been compromised. Quattro talks to the AUG higher-ups. Due to their attack on Jaburo being blamed on the AUG, their public image has been tainted. It appears the weapon the Zadkiel was designed to be used against Granada, which means it is in Anaheim Electronics' hands. Quattro wonders why, but they tell him none of his business. Once acquired, it will take 20 days for maintenance and 5 days to transport it to Earth. They have 25 days before their attack on Titan's HQ. Sarah informs Paptimus about gaining access to the Titan's database. He wants her to infiltrate the Titans in regards to an upcoming operation. Soroka believes that Jamatov and the Titans are planning something even bigger after taking care of the AU. At Karaba's Oslo base, a woman is able to get here with the help of Apolly. It happens to be Sarah. How does she know Apolly? Sumeri is concerned that Quattro will be found out as Char. Luckily, Amado already knows, although he teases Sumeri. However, Camille doesn't know about his identity and is concerned how he will react. Fa heads out with a contact, but Hankin notices that there is a Titan's officer tailing them. Hankin follows and takes out the Titan, but it is an AUG member undercover. His name is Torse. Hankin wonders why he is risking his cover just now. They learn that the Titans are planning a colony drop. They won't be able to pull their men out of Aldrin base because it's currently under heavy watch. Fa wants to stay on the moon to help with intel gathering, but Hankin thinks it is too dangerous, so he will do it. Torse says, "No man, you stand out like a sore thumb and are clearly military, but Taurus never expected Fa to be working with the AU. She is the perfect cover. He allows her to help out Taurus, while the AU preps for a colony drop. Colin City is where Sarah and the Titans are gathering intel. I have no idea where this is. I assume it is either a neighboring city to Aldrin or a neighboring city to Lunar Base. She decides that as a Jovian, she is going to enlist into EFF's ranks and try to become a Titans member, rise in the ranks, and infiltrate their inner ranks. Yeah, that seems like the easiest thing to do. Paptimus will help her scrub her records since she is already a part of Siroko's Jovian fleet. Remember, Paptimus came to the Earth sphere early and decided to be a spy on the outer rim of the Earth sphere. Amado, Camille, and Sumeri will be piloting a civilian cargo plane to transport the mobile suits into New Hong Kong. Camille's upgrades will be the only mobile suit capable of taking out another Psycho Gundam if it shows up. Talk about foreshadowing. The Kitty Express heads out to Hong Kong to meet up with Luo and Co. No one expects the Kitty Express. Somewhere over Europe, Beltorchika and her biplane spots something. We flash back to one day earlier. The other two Xeon girls, Rakina and Micah, will split up with Beltorchika to help find AU outposts. Hey, I think we know all of the Xeon girls' names now. We can stop calling them the Xeon girls. Back in the present, Beltorchika meets with Karaba's Plovdiv base and gives them a mission plan for the attack on Kilimanjaro. In New Hong Kong, the Kitty Express sets down. Stephanie Liu gives Amado what looks like a micro SD card with a list of all the parts they will need for their upgrades. Sumeri tells Amado that after watching the Psycho Gundam, she's designed an anti-eye field missile pod, as shell weapons during this era can penetrate eye fields. Amado and Sumeri are such a dangerous combo. One of the best pilots and one of the best engineers working together. Too bad this doesn't happen more. Amado and Sumeri decide to let Camille find out about Chartreau when he makes his identity public, but they need to ease him into the fact that they are fighting with former Xeon soldiers. During a meal, they get into a philosophical debate about forgiveness. Camille is willing to forgive For, even though she is a Titan and has committed war crimes, regardless of her predicament of being controlled. Amado uses this opportunity to tell Camille about Lala, but leaves out Char in the story. He says that there are many Xeon soldiers that he hated and some that he loved. Now some of those people that they hate are now their allies. Camille gets it logically, but he isn't feeling it. That is when Sumeri reveals to him that she was once a Xeon engineer. Knowing this doesn't seem to change his feelings towards her. They hope that Camille will feel the same way when Char reveals himself to the world. Only time will tell. At EFF Compton Lunar Outpost Base, Yazan gives a list of soldiers being transferred to Aldrin Base. He notices a training exercise happening at the base and wonders why they have an ace rookie pilot. She seems to want to become a Titan after the AU killed her family. He wants to see this soldier's hand-to-hand combat skills. We learn that this pilot is Sarah, working undercover for Sirocco. She goes up against the training instructor for the base. Sarah is able to get an armbar. They go again. The instructor knees her in the gut, but she flips around and gets a rear naked chokehold. Yazan learns that her name is Sarah. Wait, she isn't using an alias? What the hell? At Levian Rose, they start to realize that they are moving potential AU members to Aldrin along with regular EFF soldiers. The Titans are willing to kill some of their own men to take down the AU. They are using the fact that the AU knows this to draw out the Argama and the Radish. Blex knew about Torse working undercover as a Titan, but Bright seems to know him as well. Sarah is getting a letter of recommendation from Yazan, but she needs another superior officer's rec. The other Titans working with her says that they have the commander of the Hario's ID, Ted Ayachi, which they can use. Commander Elias of the Kilimanjaro base informs Jared that he is going to be the commander of the Mobile Suit Defense Forces. He is one of the few who lived an AU attack, but he also never won a fight, so he is becoming a commander, but not receiving a rank promotion. He is informed that he is in command of all the mobile suits, with a few exceptions. These exceptions seem to be mobile suits under control of New Type Labs. Kai happens to be watching the security cameras of Jared learning this intel. Rekoa and the team think that the floors that are hidden are most likely controlled by New Type Labs. They note that former Asami has no records at this base. Something is off, and they know it is because something is happening on these hidden floors. Jared heads to the secret floors to find another Psycho Gundam. He learns that most of the New Type Labs will be transferred to Kilimanjaro, but they are training in Africa's Kwama base. They happen to be testing the Gap plants. Testing the mobile suits are Gates Kappa, Rosamia, and one other that I do not know who it is. It isn't 4 considering she's at Kilimanjaro currently. They happen to run into Beltorchika's biplane and tell her to divert to Kwama base. And that will do it for this episode. Sarah casually trying to climb the ranks of EFF to become a Titan in less than a month and a half is quite silly. There has to be an easier way to gather intel, I feel. Camille is slowly coming to terms with how war and hatred shifts as time progresses. People's ideas tend to shift over time. Next time, Quattro will help out Beltorchika. Jamatov Hyman gives a speech in Dakar, and Yazan meets Paptimus Sirocco. But that will do it for now, new types. Remember, it only takes a few months to infiltrate the Titans. It's so simple. Peace.